Hi guys, my name is Rhea Goyal and today we're going to talk about a couple of tips that might help you keep reading with a busy schedule. So, as we all know, bookworms are broke. They're not broke, but since books are so expensive, we have to keep on working and working to earn the money to buy the books and hence the busy schedule. So, I have a job and I am still studying, so my schedule is super tight, but it would make me very sad if I'm not able to read, because this is one thing that gives me so much joy. So I came up with a couple of tips that help me to sustain this hobby, to continue reading and still continue with my job and studies, etc. So I just thought I'd share these tips with you. So let's get started. Before starting though, I just want to say that you should have the intention to read, because this is not a tip, this is a fact. If you don't intend on doing anything, you are not going to be able to do it, no matter how many tips I give you or someone else gives you. You have to have that intention to read, that yes, this is what I want to do in my free time. So please build some willpower to read. And if you just really love reading like I do, you already have that intention. So let's get started. Tip number 1: read books that you actually are genuinely interested in. Do not try to read something because it's popular, because if you do that, if it is not your genre, the genre you love, you are just going to end up not finishing the book. This happens all the time to people and they think that reading is not for them. I just feel like reading is for everyone. They just don't find the right genre because they pick up popular books. When I started reading, I started with Goosebumps, which I loved, but when I grew up, I switched to Chetan Bhagat because he was just so popular at that time, and I just started thinking that maybe reading is not for me. Maybe I only like Goosebumps. That is the one kind of book that I like. Goosebumps series are the only things I like when it comes to books, but I was wrong. When I switched to things that I actually like, I fell in love with reading again. So Chetan Bhagat was definitely not for me. But I did discover that if I read the right genre, if I read something that I'm genuinely interested in, I will keep on reading no matter how busy I am, no matter how less time I have for reading. Number 2, set attainable goals. Set attainable targets, guys, because I am all for setting higher targets. I am all for being competitive with my own self, but you have to be realistic. If you're not realistic, you'll just end up forcing yourself to read, and then the passion will kind of fizzle out, because at first you're just forcing yourself to read way too much to achieve something that is unachievable. So maybe set a target for a book a week, a book in 2 weeks, maybe a month. With this achievable target, at least you'll get some reading done. So take baby steps, set achievable targets. Definitely this will help you to read more and more. Number 3, set a reading time. What you can do is you can set a fixed time in your routine, maybe before bed or just after waking up, to read at least 10 to 50 pages a day. It can depend on the kind of book you're reading. If you're reading something very heavy, then definitely you won't be able to read more than 20-30 pages if you're not an avid reader. And if you're reading something that is very light, you can read 50-60 pages a day, because a lot of times we just skim over some pages because they're just not that important to the story. So set a time, set a goal, maybe to read 10 to 50 pages a day. And again, this daily target should also be attainable. Number 4, keep a list of what you read. If you start keeping a list, keep a diary of the books you've read, trust me, it will help you read more. The reason is purely psychological, because when you see that list, when you read and when you count the number of books that you've already read, it gives you more motivation. It makes you feel proud of yourself and it makes you want to read more and more. This has definitely helped me, guys. Please, please, please try to make lists of what you read. And the last and the final tip is for people who want to go that extra mile with their reading. What you can do is you can read 2 books at once, not exactly at once, but you can pick up a lengthier book and you can pick up a shorter book. So what you can do is during the weekdays, Monday to Friday, you can read the lengthier book, and during the weekend you can complete that shorter book, because the shorter book would be of like 200 pages, 250 pages, which is completely achievable during the weekend. So you can pick up a lengthier book and a shorter book, and this will definitely help you cover more and more books. So guys, this was it, my 5 tips that will help you read during a busy schedule as well. I hope you liked the video. Please share it, subscribe it, and subscribe my channel and all those good things. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.